Hello, hello. It is time for 7.5 MSQ. This is half of the finale of Dawntrail. I should explain what I mean by that. Dawntrail's story was considered officially done in 7.3. However, this is half of the actual full finale of the expansion itself, not the expansion's main story, if that makes any sense. Because this is the setup towards the next expansion, which has been announced to be Evercold. So we're going to be seeing the start of it here, and then I think, crap, I forgot when they said it was going to happen, but it was like in September, I think, or part 2 of the finale MSQ, which will lead directly into Evercold. Alright, so we'll be queuing up for dungeon when we get to it as Paladin, because you're damn right. Oh, and yeah, I've seen the parts of the live letter. It's going to be very interesting seeing how all this stuff plays out with the new evolved mode and all that. Well, I shouldn't say live letter, FanFest. I didn't watch it live, I saw recaps and such, and yeah, Paladin just keeps on winning.
You're just in time for a progress report. The decryption is finally complete. As we suspected, the data represents a partial record of Preservation's research documents. A quick scan of the files, however, failed to turn up the information Y'shtola was after.
Indeed. No mention of the Ascians, or primal summoning techniques for that matter.
I guess we're going to find out.
Doubtless received
It's going to be either this patch,
knowledge.
MSQ, or the second half, where not Halmaru is going to be in Evercold. I feel like they're setting up some kind of weird bait and switch for it, because right now it looks like we're going into a repeat of Shadowbringers.
That we found several reports concerning the key.
We know the key is used to open paths between worlds, and was a treasured relic of the Milala. And just as the Milala were unable to return after reaching the Mist Continent.
Wow, I was thinking something else. I think I was pronouncing it as Mila. Yeah, Lala, or something like that.
The data suggests that a particular formula or procedure is required. A process which Calyx appears to have understood to some degree. Yet the key proved fickle. Perfectly replicating conditions was no guarantee of success. And even when they did manage to generate a modest portal, the destination was never the one they expected. Reports practically screamed their frustration, describing the experience as being dragged around by a traveler picking roads without rhyme or reason.
Sounds about right.
Serves them right, I say.
After much trial and error, Preservation began to experiment with external actuation devices for the key. Striving to maintain a stable pathway to a chosen location, they conceived of the technology that forms the gate to the Golden City.
So, their tribulations ultimately afforded them control of the key, albeit in a limited capacity. Which, of course, explains why they were able to instruct Zoralja in its use, thus enabling the unprecedented feat of transferring Everkeep and its environs to the source. After the Endless Fiend took the key unto herself, she opened pathways to other reflections in her hunt for ether, did she not?
The Milala merely used it to facilitate their exodus. To think what the key has now wrought in different hands.
For all we know, the actuation device augmented the key's power beyond its intended scope. Were your goal to plunder whole worlds of their ether, a tool designed to simply transfer people would likely be insufficient.
Shale, I don't suppose you would be able to remove the actuation device?
The machine made for that very purpose is still functional, thankfully. It shouldn't be a problem.
What do you think? We don't even know how the key works. If the device is somehow interfering...
Give me a moment. My word.
Ishtola?
This is the first time I've beheld the key in all its unobscured glory.
Had that deer in headlights stare.
The sheer density is extraordinary. 'Tis akin to the structures we saw beneath the Tempest.
Oh, that's going to become relevant next. See, we're already making jokes about next. People are already making jokes about next expansion being Shadowbringers 2 or Heaven's War 2. I bet you it's going to be both. It sure is shaping up to be a combo of both.
Have you noticed anything since the key has been in your possession?
You know, I'm going to say this. If somehow Emek Silk comes back, it feels like that's desperation. Don't get me wrong, I love the game and everything, but
You're suggesting the key
I gotta make the
has
joke.
some connection with Azam. A plausible theory, although one we are yet unequipped to prove.
My apologies. Hello? Yes, this is Cryo speaking. That was Ojika with a message for us.
An urgent matter?
I'm not altogether sure. Tataru requires our counsel, and hoped to call upon us in person at the Baldessian Annex. Though disappointed we were not present, she appeared content to wait until our travels brought us back to Sharlayan, insisting that it did not merit our immediate summons. Her tone suggested otherwise, however, and Ojika felt compelled to contact us directly.
Mayhap the time has come for another journey across the salt.
You'd best go. Though I'll not deny that I'll be sad to see you leave.
I'll be sad to leave you.
Oh, Shale. I can't even begin to thank you for all you've done. We will be forever indebted to you, and
The debt is ours. We'll never forget the
Funny
sacrifices
how people kept
you've
thinking
made for
Shale
us,
was going to be the
for
traitor, a
Alexandria.
traitor at some point. I remember
In the
seeing that as a
meantime, I
leading
shall
theory
keep
that she's
sifting
going
through
to,
the data. You'll
turncoat
hear as soon
in
as I find
7.3.
anything of note.
Maybe 7.3 or 7.4.
Actually, I should like to stay here a little longer, if you don't mind.
Wow, they really did keep you short out of expansion, huh?
You are most...
And might I borrow the key for a while? I wish to study it further.
You break it, you buy
With
it.
the
well then, shall we be off? Ojika will be expect.
Patch title drop. The trail to the heavens. We know the next patch is Evercold, but we don't know where we're going. I think people were saying Meracedia. I didn't watch the teaser trailer yet, so... Hey, while we're walking out, yeah. Teleport. I was also mistaken that MSQ wise, this is the first time we've been back to here since the start of Dawntrail. I don't think we've been here since 7.0 or 1.
planning your next journey?
Oh no, just reminiscing. Thinking back to when you bought this map, and how you all encouraged me to make the voyage to Tural.
Are you glad you did?
As if you need ask.
Welcome back.
How about, I make a joke about
I'm
it's still to be
so
kept
glad
out of the
you're here.
expansion. Well, look, what do you call this?
Ojika contacted us. He intimated that, come to think of it, Alphino said he and Alize would pay you a visit upon their return.
Oh no, they were here. I was regaled with many a... It was only once they departed for Garlemord that the rumors came to my attention.
Oh yeah, our next the last dungeon of Dawntrail
Rather
will be there.
alarmingly. I was reluctant to bother you with mere hearsay. But earlier I received a confidential It's as if a mighty dam has been breached, flooding the land with
Let's
foul
rock.
creatures. For a
Say no more.
blessing,
Let's go kill stuff.
Most nations have managed to keep the invaders in check. And their fissures continue to manifest without end.
The
A deeper
void
connection
stuff.
to the void. Garlemald is the home of the Reapers, is it not?
Damn, I didn't think we ever
It
see
is.
mention of that in the
Alphino
MSQ.
and Alize
I'm pretty
were
sure we
there
didn't
when
see
the
mention of
trouble
that
began,
during the
and
Garlemald
have
arc
since
of
sent word that the
Endwalker.
situation has taken a dreadful turn.
And also, yeah, Evercoat's trailer. I know this much. Evercoat has shown that the Warrior Light is now a Reaper. So yeah, this will be, yeah.
Thus concludes the abridged account of our time in Tural. Now I shall leave you with the words,
Abridged? We could have just done an abridged.
ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship. A notion that rings true for Eorzeans no less than it does for the diverse peoples of...
And for Garleans as well. Even sharing something as simple as a local dish can pave avenues of understanding.
You know, this is kind of interesting considering the last time we were here
It's up to all of us
during
to
the
forge new
Garlemald
bonds
arc.
together.
At least I think the last time we was here was during the Endwalker MSQ, right? We kind of had to deal with the general not taking things well. Put it one way.
Thank you for sharing your tale. Better they hear it firsthand than endure my clumsy retelling. Your words give me hope that we might achieve something similar here in Garlemald.
We all have the capacity to affect change. Our time in Tural taught us that much. And now that we've returned, it's time we rolled up our sleeves and got back to work.
I've already sent missives to the other nations, informing them of our Alexandrian friends. I also intend to notify the Garlean community officially. If both sides are amenable to the proposition, we shall gladly assist in establishing diplomatic relations with Alexandria and Tuliolol.
Thank you. But are you sure you've recovered from your journey? It sounded like you've hardly had time to catch your breath.
They've had months, okay, buddy?
Sir!
Lapis Manalis is overrun with void scent. We've sustained heavy civilian casualties.
Let's go.
What?
Plutium Squadron reporting in. We're under attack. Void scent appeared out of nowhere and ambushed us during a routine inspection. Damn it. Is that another Fisher? Oh, no, no, no! Ah!
My comrades are under attack. We have to do something.
There's no time to lose! Come on!
The Garlean community is ill-equipped to defend themselves against such...
We shall leave for Garlemald.
Thank you. I was able to contact Thancred and Urianger too. They're already on their way.
Why do you want to bet they're going to be
With
our
any
trust
luck,
for the dungeon?
you'll-
Assuming this is the dungeon one, which is strange because usually the dungeon quest is 2 or 3 deep inside a patch's cycle, not the first one. All right. Okay, so. Yep, there you go. Look at that icon. That's dungeon quest. So, yep, we're getting deep. Just throwing us deep in there, huh?
You picked a frosty spot for a re...
Notice.
Tataru sent word that you were coming. Full glad am I.
So I was gonna say,
I'm
notice,
afraid
you
this is
know,
no time for
Dankrat's
pleasantries.
geared up correctly, but the others aren't. Now, if I remember correctly,
Plain
during
fishes
Endwalker,
have
we
opened
did
up across
see the
Garlemald.
twins with,
In Beelzebub
winter
contingent are
clothing.
combating
Yeah,
the
see, look,
threatening Lapis Manalis.
those two are geared up right.
Although they
Everybody
have
else is out of
casualties,
place.
They appear to have the upper hand.
It's so strange,
As
isn't
well
it?
they should. The many talented Uldan thaumaturgist.
Yeah, now that's something that's not brought up more
Which
now.
leaves the second focal point.
That black mages are the ones who had the most dealing with most. Okay, until Reaper was introduced, Black Mage was the job that had the dealings with Void Scent. Then Reaper came along, and now they're the one big Void job.
Palace. Can you lend your aid in...
It feels like that should be brought up more, doesn't it?
With
And
your
here,
blessing,
he's
I-
pointing out the Uldan mages are
Of
handling
course,
that.
Cryo. The quickest route from here to the front is
You know,
by
if you
the train
remember
tracks.
the
Once we
Black
arrive,
Mage
we can
Stormblood
support the
story,
Garlean forces
we
as
well,
make for the Fisher
Stormblood and
munitions
the
factory.
Capstone quest for Realm Reborn both had dealings with Void Scent stuff. Of course, the Stormblood one was more dealing with Shantoto. Honestly, I kind of want to redo the job sometimes and make, for better recording and timestamping and all that. Because there's a lot of bloat notes because I didn't know what I was doing back then. Oh, called it. Let's see. Okay, so it's Flex. I'll say is, there's which one was the dungeon? It's one of the Dawntrail ones, where she was actually Red Mage as a healer, and it was kind of interesting. So these are our trust: Flex, Nobody else can swap, so there's always going to be guaranteed one healer, one DPS. Yeah, talked about it before, but there's always going to be a guaranteed, person to fill the hole. That's why you got Flex here, because he's going to fill the hole of whatever you're not playing as. We're tanks, so tank credit doesn't go in, and we have everybody else. But if you're playing DPS, one of these guys to sit out. If you're a healer, then one of our 3 healers will sit out. All right, let's get going. Oh, wrong tab. This is fresh content, so we probably not have a wait time, especially since we are tank. Going to pop our healing. What? Our food? What do you want to bet we'll see these two? If they just hit the queue up button. Let's see, I can't tell what. Okay, so 8 DPS. Oh, the other one is gone, so he probably got hit into a queue. And a bunch of, about to see some of those guys. While we're waiting, I'm going to take a look at our die stuff. We're supposed to change it out now, I think. Yeah, look at that later, because I don't know. We're supposed to change it for something else in the Calamity. I forgot what it was. There we go. I forgot how they pronounced it. Damn, straight out of Neo.
You're a sight for sore eyes.
Bunga bunga.
Appreciate the help. We'll handle things from here.
Damn, give me vibes.
Take care of the fisher.
Oh, I say, thought that was a grab, but this give me vibes of Gimlet Dark. I like that. I'll sure it's out. Okay, I know that mechanic. I haven't seen the Tank Buster yet. Crap. He faked me out. Bastard. Alright. Oh, come on! Got me twice with that. Okay. So I think if you gotta pay attention to which way he's looking, go the opposite. Like we did the first time by accident. Again, wow. Yeah, I'm gonna learn that mechanic properly. There's 6.5. Oh, nice. That is. I think that might be the item level for the incoming ultimate. Alright, second boss. He's looking familiar. Now, where have I seen him before? Oh shit, it's a great unclean one! Kair's messing around over here. Back in position. Yeah, it's a little too slow. Very much. I wonder if it's meant to be some kind of subtle reference to Victorium. Anyway, second boss next to the final boss of the area. I wonder who it's going to be. Look at like the chemical plant zone in here. Malthus. Okay, so I know that's a demon in classic Goetic, mythology and all that. And also one that shows up in Castlevania games, but I don't know the relevance here. I don't remember seeing him before in Final Fantasy. Oh, he's got a voice. We're up. Oh crap. Ooh, yeah, I positioned that one really badly. Oh, I bet you we were on top of one of those, we would have gotten hit. There's the tank buster. Oh, nice. Did not realize I was that close. Let's see what the reward is for level 4.
think that's all of them.
We need but seal the fissure to prevent further ingress.
It's over. I can only imagine the extent of the damage were it not for your aid. On behalf of the Garlean community, I thank you for all you've done for my people, for my home.
I shall close the fissure post-haste.
Wait! If you do that, I will be trapped here.
I don't see how this is my problem.
You risked your life in vanquishing the creature. Would you at least let me bear the burden of deciding its fate? You want to go back? To the void? Your kind have entered this realm before. Some seeking death that they might rejoin the life stream. But you would choose that dark, deathless place?
The wind is fresh and pure, untouched by darkness. Perhaps it won't be a blessing to meet my end in such a place.
Okay, so he's going out like Rubicante? Because that's giving me Rubicante vibes.
I long to return, to see my home unsullied, as it once was.
We know that pain all too well. If that is your wish, you must forsake this aggression. Go back to the Void and devote yourself to its restoration. I have a friend, Zero, who hails from your home. She and her companions strive to bring light into the Void from another world blighted with imbalance. I hear their efforts have already met with some success. One day, they'll drive the darkness from the Void, I'm sure of it.
This form is imbued with the will of all those I consumed. We shall return to our world and seek out this Zero. Then we shall see if there is truth in your words.
She won't disappoint
So
you.
we're gonna. I guess we're gonna see Zero in this. Because why would they bring her up, right? Also, how does he know about her? I don't remember him ever learning about Zero. feel like I'm missing some. I feel like we're missing some very vital stuff that never happened on screen. If he knows about Zero. Granted, I could see the connection because of Xenos. Xenos? Yeah, Xenos.
Bravo!
Taking up the Reaper Desponder and Endwalker. But at some point or another, they may have learned it while researching the history of the Reapers here.
Indeed, that was truly heartening to see.
Understanding begets fellowship, right? I thought I might lead by example.
Well then, shall we head back? The Ilzabard contingent have contained the threat on their front. Things appear to be under control for the time being. Though it remains unclear why the fissures opened up in the first place. According to Tataru, similar ruptures are occurring across the star.
One thing is clear, however. The phenomenon is not without pattern. The tendency for fissures to emerge is pronounced in regions deeply connected to the void. Places where the barrier between the two worlds is at its thinnest.
I fear there may be a place in far greater peril than Garlemald. Though it hath since been sealed, you will recall there is a great void gate that we ourselves had. A gate which was instrumental in our bid.
Oh shit. We did that?
With our attention fixed upon planar fissures, I fail.
Oh,
and
damn
that
it.
rift might be yawning open as we speak.
Yeah, we got stuff to do,
Let us
dude.
make for Bestway's Burrow. I dare say the Loporrits are well aware of current events.
We ought to have Kryl join us once she finishes tending to the wounded. I shall likewise contact Y'shtola. Her knowledge of the moon's void gate is second to none.
Alphino, Alize, please do what you must to keep our world safe.
We'll be back before you know it.
A quick word, if you will. I'm not sure whether you'll run into Zero during the course of all this, but if you do...
Oh, great, her
emergency
leftovers.
rations in case of a protracted battle.
This is actually a good question.
She likes dumplings.
Like, I remember something about how you were trying to, find her sustenance out in the void. But I think the void sustenance works differently now with her. I don't know. But I guess we're about to find out. I like we get to see the Loporrits again. I love those little bastards. They're funny.
Given thy panicked state, I presume the Loporrits too are beset with void scent.
Wait, that's how it's pronounced? Law? I was reading this low.
Sweet relief it is to see you all. Yes, void scent. And lots of them. They suddenly came pouring forth from the crate.
I had dearly hoped to find my worries unfounded.
For some unknown reason, the void gate seems to have partially opened. Living Ray dashed off to activate the brands and halt the Fiend's invasion. But she hasn't come back, and we've since lost contact.
I suggest we make for the brands without delay.
Send me more. I'm not done yet. Wait, they have Terminator robots? I don't remember them having Terminators.
Any real danger, of course. I knew you would realize our plight and rush to our rescue.
Yeah.
Aetherius is likewise plagued with void scent. If only we'd prioritized further development of the void scent slaughter bots, we could have stemmed the tide ourselves. Oh, what a tremendous demonstration that would have been! Irrefutable proof that I was mankind's staunchest ally and the greatest lubberette to ever live! I can... Fortunately, I was able to activate the brands. Unless, of course, the Void Gate begins to expand of its own accord, or some gargantuan monstrosity tries to barge through.
Why do I feel like that's about to happen on both counts? Oh, yep. You just had to say something, huh?
Oh, nope. We're doomed.
I really like the Loporits.
There you are.
I left the data in Shale's case. And ere you ask, I made sure to bring the key with me.
Then the real threat yet awaits us.
'Tis Golbez's domain beyond the Void Gate.
So we gotta see him again?
I wonder how he and Zero are faring.
Oh, they're probably getting messed up. Let's be honest, they're probably getting messed up.
By the 12.
Worrying. That's worrying. Looking like one of the quickenings from 12.
They're heading your way!
Can anybody else see that? Or are we just like, yeah, what's going on here? Oh boy. Familiar territory. And there she is. First time we've seen her since the 6.5. And she's probably got moves that we're going to get in 8.0.
What are you doing here?
They're here to wreck shit. That's what we're doing here. Isn't it obvious?
Trust you to state the obvious. May as well make yourself useful.
Oh, we are going there? Really?
The gate's sheer size appears to have made it a tempting target.
Enuo, a dread void scent risen from the benighted depths of the ocean. They kept to the confines of their domain while Zeromus endured.
Why is that name
and once
familiar?
they had discovered a path to the Red Moon, they wasted no time in making the
I
journey.
see he's appeared somewhere else before. Oh, it's a Final Fantasy 5 character. And okay, appeared in 5 and 6 in Dimensions. Oh, it's a boss in 5. Okay, the one in
Facing
6
this
is
many foes calls for a more
okay, that's
familiar
okay.
approach.
The 1 in 5 is the one we're getting. Interesting. You would have thought this guy would show up in Colt Crescent, because that's the 5 stuff. But yeah, looking at the trial preview that they posted, this is the exact same guy. Huh.
Voidsent can change their form at will. Both light and darkness are mine to wield.
Interesting, this guy has a connection to the Void in 5's story.
Besides,
XF whipped his ass,
better
apparently.
to purge darkness from the Void than darkness itself.
Who dares face me? A mere mortal.
I wonder, is he going
Hast thou come in search of power?
Yeah, I'm wondering, are we going to get dialogue because we did Sigma, not Sigma, but Deltascape?
I fight to end this.
Oh shit, giving us 8-bit music!
All who stand before me shall fall.
That's the XF music. Oh, dude, that's a neat fake out. He starts off with 8-bit rendition, then he goes straight into a new remix entirely. It's not remixing the, it's not just taking the one from Deltascape Savage. That's cool. Hang on, it missed. Hang on, we may be getting a party member. Okay, yeah, we're gonna wait for our party member. We got someone that's just about to hit that trial. Alright, so just waiting on them to get free. Okay, looks like we're ready to go grab them. That's not the right one. See how long it takes to do this. Let's go. Food wore off. Okay.
dare oppose me shall quake before the silken dark. The Void's power is mine to wield. Perish. Be still.
Ow. Whoa.
Accept your downfall. Doth the Yori not tempt you? The void consumes. Naught will endure. Neither past nor future. Only one
Oh, it's badass.
I bring the darkness. Let the light guide me.
you must break free.
Oh, awesome. My knife!
The underlings are no more. Now to deal with NOO.
Life and death rendered meaningless.
Light, protect us.
I will not Yield my domain! Such is the power of the void.
X-Step stuff too.
Accept your downfall.
No idea what I did, but power, you know, and privilege.
Doth the yawning rift not tempt you? Be still. Doth the yawning rift not tempt you? Be still. Did all boundaries cease to be?
They must be sealed away.
It's been a long time since I've seen a one pool trial for new content. Because during 7.0 there was a multiple trials there. But, damn, yeah, I think it's been. I don't think we've gotten one pulls in a long time.
I'm glad you came. We would have struggled to face Enuo alone. I presume you journeyed here to prevent more Void Scent from passing through the gate.
With Enuo defeated, there are none left in this realm who pose a serious threat. I dare say the problem is resolved.
Nothing comes to mind. Why'd you ask? So the breach wasn't limited to the Void Gate. For better or worse, precious little has changed in the 13th since the Romus fell. Have you noticed anything unusual?
I know not the reason events have unfolded this way, but there is, perhaps, an explanation as to why the Void Gate and the fissures opened. Here, in my domain, even the slightest change is keenly felt. When the gate opened, I sensed not the workings of some external force. Rather, it felt as if the barrier between our worlds was weakening naturally, moment by moment, until the two came to meet.
And you think this weakening could be happening elsewhere?
'Tis a possibility.
What of Radzatan and Garlemald? Eulus took mercy upon the interloper. Whether Void Scent or Garlean, we all share the same longing for home. Should we meet, I will gladly offer them aid. Please tell Eulus as much. Wait, how exactly did you get here?
You don't want to know.
No mortal could traverse the Void Gate in its current state.
Don't ask. Is she serious to not see that thing right there? It's kind of big.
And this path of yours is still there. I cannot see it.
Nor does it reveal itself to me. Perhaps the path serves only the key bearer.
Better. You know, kind of getting tired of these things being hijacked.
So it is not a means to travel freely back and forth. A pity. I would have liked to see my friends again.
Come hang out. Let's go. Oh, an actual item. Where are we? Red Moon. Igorium. Okay. So we're revisiting that plot thread. No flight. Alright. That makes sense. We're not in an area where we would have been able to tune.
Upon activation, these transmitters will shine with light from beyond, sent courtesy of our ever-watchful friends. They will serve as beacons in the dark for those that would seek me out.
That's probably going to become a big thing in 8.0, isn't it? Seriously, we just kicked your ass and sent you back home. Now you don't... Whatever.
I
Put some
am
damn
Zero,
respect on our names, too.
and this is my domain. 'Tis a safe haven for those who abhor conflict. Among those gathered here, many aspire to restore this world to how it once was.
Such a thing is possible.
Indeed. Though how long the endeavor will take, but for those of us abandoned by death itself, what do we have but time to try, and try again?
Very well. This latest ample proof your comrade spoke true. However long it takes to restore our world, you shall have my aid.
And you shall have mine.
Oh. Is there even a reason to stay here? Yeah, screw it.
Would you deliver a message to Euless for me? Tell him that we're making progress towards rebuilding our home. And I hope that he is too.
Enuo's Memoria will be safe here.
Yeah,
The
well,
crystal containing Zeromus has been passed on to our allies in the First. If
that feels like a dangerous
Memoria
thing.
might serve them in restore.
I feel like that's gonna be a really bad
How much
idea.
simpler it would be to aid one another in our respective fights, were it not for these boundaries between us. Safe travels, my friend. We take comfort in the knowledge that you're out there fighting too, wherever you may be.
No luck, I'm afraid. It appears she's not in Mare Lamentorum.
Huh, that's how it's pronounced. Don't mind us. We'll be back here in a moment.
Wait. Is that...
You know, they should be properly paranoid considering what happened during Endwalker. When we just came up to them and all that. Just randomly had to disappear, you know? Just saying, they should be a little bit
Gods, you
more
had us
cautious.
worried. You suddenly disappeared. We didn't know what to think.
Shortly after you vanished, the Void-Sent incursion abruptly ended. We surmised you had a hand in that, but never did it cross our minds that you were fighting alongside Zero and Golbez.
Yeah. A lot of things don't cross your mind, apparently.
This golden path you said you traversed, wasn't visible to us either. Nor did we hear a voice. Ethos. Might this be the key's true name?
While many mysteries remain, for now, I am glad to learn the state of affairs in the 13th. Golbez's suspicion that the barrier twixt worlds has begun to weaken. 'Twould certainly explain the surge in fissures manifesting in the source.
Yet what could be behind...
Uh-oh. So we're just gonna have her reveal herself. Okay. Cool.
And who might you be? Not her void scent, I'd wager.
No shit, Sherlock.
Greetings.
Dude, why do you have the question marks? We know who she is. Right, we're just going to
I am Helmerut of the Asians.
Oh, that's how it's pronounced.
We are your sworn foes, I know. But on this occasion, will you not put away your arms?
Whoa! Okay, that's a neat trick.
I wish only to talk.
You know that theory that she is the template for Nofika is getting stronger, huh?
Thank you for affording me a chance.
Yeah, affording her to.
Bereft of the Unsundered, we were under the impression you and yours no longer had cause to continue your activities. That you should reveal yourself at this juncture. I assume you are the one who bestowed Calyx with the knowledge of summoning and the reflections.
Yes, that is correct.
So they all know how to do it, I guess, and not just the Paragons. Hey, look, it's the $100 that's gonna steal, drink over our Pepsi.
Was it necessary to reveal my present form as well?
Absolutely.
Calyx. So he succeeded in transferring his memories after all.
Be at ease. Even were I to occupy a combat-oriented vessel, I would not have the ability to defeat you. You destroyed my plan, my life's work. I have naught to replace it.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Nor will I ever regain what I once had.
If you wish to speak, Helmerut, will you not tell us what it is that you hope to accomplish?
As you know, our star Aetheris was sundered into 4 and 10 shards in the time of the Ancients.
Mm-hmm.
As the will of the star, Hydaelyn perpetuated this unnatural division for millennia. And in the wake of her passing, nature has begun to reassert itself. As a wound knits itself together, the star seeks to become whole once more.
Yeah, there was a theory someone posted back during, I think.
Yes. It seeks to rejoin with
Crap,
all of its shards.
it was a month or two ago. that we would have to eventually see what the effects of Hydaelyn being gone meant.
Unlike the one we Ascians
And we're finally
attempted to
now
orchestrate,
seeing
however,
the actual true
the
effects.
stars rejoining will afford mankind no special treatment.
Oh, great. Gotta go beat up another
All
Eldritch
life
abomination.
and matter will be condensed into a single whole. Aetheris will return to the way it once was. Hundreds of millions of years past. To a quiet and peaceful time. Long
that doesn't
before
sound
the
good.
light of mankind was kindled.
Going back to the Dark Ages, huh? Literal in
Supposing
this
for a
case.
moment we believe you.
It is an inevitability that I have foreseen since time immemorial. A future that awaits should creation be freed from the influence of Hydaelyn and Zodiark.
Again, that theory that she is the template for Nilfika is really just getting strong here.
The star is tolerant to life. It holds no grudges, and neither rages nor weeps for being sundered. Yet by the same token, it is indifferent to life's survival. No amount of devastation and death can compel it to stop the wheels of creation from turning.
This is funny because this is actually something that's said in scientific deep debates in real life. That mankind can wipe itself out, but Earth will keep going. And even if we end up in a nuclear winter or something, eventually something will adapt to all that and rise up and become the new civilization.
So many seeds of life have already been lost. Yet in spite of this, people continue to believe that the morrow will come. But it will not. For nothing lies beyond the solstice, when all creation is reunited. When that day comes,
So if this is the summer vacation expect, I guess that means that's the winter vacation one. So Evercold's going to be events of a solstice. Since it's capitalized, yeah, that means it's something important, rather than just an offhand word.
I cherish man's journey. Despite losing his innocence and being made to live with suffering, he has forged ever onward. Strong, even as he is weak, his is a proud tale in the history of the star. It would be a shame for that tale to end. For all to wither and die when
Note the butterfly, that was a mechanic from Nilfika. You had the green, the blue
If a
and orange
natural
butterflies.
rejoining
Oh,
doth
gold
lead unto
butterfly,
the
actually.
solstice, then thine intent is to...
Correct. It was for this very purpose that Halmarut recruited suitable collaborators from the Reflections. Individuals like me, who would willingly doom another world in order to fulfill their aspirations.
Douche.
The Winterers, we are called. And if you and yours seek to protect all life, then sooner or later you shall have to contend with us.
So just going to drop all this before the patch in September, huh?
Even if everything you claim is true,
Yeah, you kind of were an asshole before, bud.
what you've done, Calyx, it's unforgivable.
I do not ask that you be pragmatic, nor do I seek your approval. Given your familiarity with other reflections, 'tis only natural that you are averse to our methods. But there is one irrefutable fact that you must understand. Should we take no action at all, the solstice will come, and no one will be left alive. No one. Of course, should it serve to satisfy your ambition, you are welcome to deal with the reflections as you deem fit.
Oh,
like the pariah and wanderer who satisfied his own.
So I'm guessing this is how the warrior life becomes a reaper. Isn't that Xenos' life? Looks familiar. I'm not really sure. Okay, this is the capstone quest for this half. As always, every time you reach the end of a patch, a post-expansion patch, quest, it's the title of the patch. So this means we hit that one, and when it's the base expansion, it's always going to be the name of the expansion. There's a joke here about how we are always going back to the Rising Stones. Like the Dr. Manhattan. It is 3.0, we are returning to the Rising Stones to progress the story. It is 4.0, we are returning to the Rising Stones to progress the story. It is 5.0, we are returning to the Rising Stones to progress the story. It is 6.0, we are returning to the Rising Stones to progress the story. It is 7.0. We are returning to the Rising Stones. It is 7.5. We are returning. I actually should check and see how many times the Rising Stones comes up in the after Realm Reborn. Admittedly, since it's the main Scion base, it makes sense, but that doesn't mean I can't make a joke off it. I know for a fact we had to go here to start Shadowbring MSQ.
Last we gathered here.
Though our Order's dissolution was indeed in name only. All of which is to say, full glad am I to stand in such esteemed company once more.
Apologies for our delay. We're reporting for duty, as bid.
This is everyone that we could round up on short notice. The others are still en route. Estinian alone we weren't able to make contact with, but we're working on it.
No doubt his link pearl is buried at the bottom of his bag.
Knowing him, he'll turn up when we least expect it.
Now, as much as I'd like to savor our reunion, Tataru tells us there have been developments. Will you apprise us of the details? The Winterers and the Solstice.
The veracity of Halmarut's claims remains unclear. Yet it cannot be denied that, in his bid to convert the living into endless, Calyx was privy to knowledge of the reflections and more.
And the Winterers are formed of others, like him.
In light of the recent Voidsent incursions, I believe it would be wise to treat the Solstice as a genuine threat. The problem is how to deal with it.
Both the Source and the Reflections are home to irreplaceable life. I would protect them all if I could. But if doing so means ushering in complete annihilation, then what can we possibly do?
I wonder, was Hydaelyn aware of the solstice?
Given that we had no knowledge of it when you journeyed to Elpis, you couldn't have warned Venar. So it is entirely possible she was unaware. But in the course of sustaining the Sundered Star, she may have glimpsed this eventuality.
It's actually a good question, isn't it? Whether or not she could have seen it.
So she believed that we could overcome this trial as well. Or rather, that the choice was ours to make.
Whichever it may be, it is we who must find the answer. We who live in the here and now.
This is a silly thing, sorry.
Perhaps we could take a recess? Oh, I dare say everyone could use a rest.
Indeed. We have ample food for thought, and it would be good to catch each other up.
Ere I forget, Heron, I believe you should keep the key, Ethos, in your possession. After all, it seems that is one mystery I am not destined.
That's a Greek word. Philosophical term, I think. Oh, so it means character. In this kind, let's see, normally it's beliefs and, similar to ethics and all that. Or rather, it's where ethics comes from. Yeah, this ought to be interesting. Well, hey, that's the blue mage stuff. And cutscene. This might be where the thing where, well, we saw the patch note. It showed a shot of Calyx meeting Warrior Light.
Of course, should it serve to satisfy your ambition,
This might be
you are
where we
welcome
see
to
it,
deal
but
with the
that shot
reflections
showed him
as
in
you
Solution
deem
9,
fit.
unless it was a fake screenshot, or it was something coming from the second half.
Like the pariah and wanderer who satisfied his own when he brought the star to the brink of ruin to face you.
I detest evenings such
Oh,
as this.
it was a doctored
Too
screenshot.
bright, too stimulating. You needn't be so wary.
Or maybe the screenshot, yeah.
I merely come to offer information before my departure. Halmarut and I will soon cross the rift to observe the enactment of another Winter's plan.
Weird, they changed it. We're a different
Our
shot
destination is the fourth. A world locked in ice, whose lands are blanketed in thick clouds. In order to survive, man has fled to the skies, using great magics to establish new civilizations. I have my own designs I would see realized. Nothing more. Believe me or don't, as you like. For all I know, you lack the means to follow us anyway. What Halmarut said to you.
That's the shot. I remember seeing this on the patch notes. They must have changed the thumbnail, the thumbnail image.
She suggested that dealing with the reflections. You have seen battles
I remember it showing
beyond
Solution
counting.
9 before.
Have defeated even
They
the fear
did some
of
trickery,
death.
I think.
I will share with you a truth. We Winterers each have an ambition that we wish to fulfill. To that end, we may share information with one another. Just as you and yours decry. Be that as it may, it is the culmination of our lives' works that we would bring to
Whoa, whoa, whoa! How did he change to
of undying?
This is like a projection or something?
No matter how we are reviled, no matter what we... In your benevolence, you may seek to save everything and everyone. But once all is consequently consigned to oblivion, your noble deeds will amount to nothing.
And there we go. That's the first half of the stuff done. So pretty much we cannot progress in MSQ until September, which I remember correctly. That was when they said the final Dawntrail patch drops, which will have the remaining MSQ, which is the absolute final lead up to Evercold. So yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Next 14 vid should be Windurst. It should be Alliance Raid, which is, which was also released this patch. So yeah, we'll probably see you a little later on today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.